Okay, I am recording commentary on a playthrough of Trip World from a couple of days ago. This is my third attempt at beating the game and my first successful attempt. I'm playing this on a Super Game Boy 2, as you can see. If you haven't heard of Trip World before, I don't know why you're watching this video, but you might have heard of it recently because Limited Run Games is putting out a re-release of this game. Actually, technically the first worldwide release of this game. Trip World was never released in North America, only in Europe and Japan. So this will be the first time folks in the United States can purchase and play the game through official means. And I'm hoping to pick up a digital copy of it on the Switch because they're doing a Trip World DX version of the game, which has been colorized using the Carbon engine. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and I hope there'll be a digital version of it because I did not pre-order the physical Switch version. Anyway, so this game, what can I say about it? I'm not actually that big of a fan of this game. It looks kind of superficially a bit like Gimmick, which was also produced by Sunsoft, and it also has a physics-based platforming to it. But as you can see, it's actually the levels themselves are actually pretty easy. I feel like while Yakupu, or whatever this guy's name is, might share some DNA with Yumitaro from Gimmick, I feel like the game itself is really more similar to something like Kirby. But Kirby, if you only had 3 lives and 0 continues to get through the game, I think that's really where the main challenge is. This is the first boss in World 1, and even this boss took me a little while to figure out what to do. Essentially, you have to hit the bosses 3 or 4 times, and you have this like little kick that you can do, which requires very close contact. There are a couple of power-ups that you can get in the game. You can transform Yakupu so that he has a larger range of attack, but your default is to just be able to kick, and you have to avoid getting hit by the enemy, but only certain attacks will hurt you. As you can see, you can stand on them, you can touch them on the side, but if their feet hit you, or they hit you with some other kind of an attack, then it does damage to you. Most of the enemies in this game can be avoided, as you can see. This is also one of those power-up items I mentioned. There's a few different things. By collecting fruit, you can change your form into like a bouncy ball, or you have the ability to throw flowers at things to make them kind of docile. And then there's one attack that's actually pretty powerful where you have like this sort of a chain attack, which I just passed by the item that would do that because I don't really need it, but you'll see it in action later on. So you can really just avoid contact with most of the enemies in this game. There aren't any 1-ups to collect. By default, you have the ability to either change into this flying form by pressing up and B, or up and A, I guess. Or you can change into a fish by pressing down and A. And this gives you the ability to fly. As you can see, there's some hidden areas of some of these levels. This one was actually not worth it, as you'll see in a moment, because I went in here to see what was here, and I had forgotten that the only thing you get is health by defeating this guy with the umbrella. He's actually pretty violent. He's one of the more violent enemies in the game. So that was kind of not worth it, except to show you what was in that little side area. There are some branching paths in this game, but they all kind of go to the same place in the end. So it's kind of, I'm sort of torn on the game because I think it's beautiful. I think this is one of the best looking and best sounding games on the Game Boy. Okay, so this boss is really frustrating. This one took me a while to figure out what I'm even supposed to do here, because it kind of looks like the only way you can attack him, and I could be wrong, is by jumping and hitting him in the head. If you get too close or you touch him the wrong way, He just kind of goes invisible and does this attack, and if you don't kind of tease it and try to get it to hit you and then jump out of the way, then it just does this almost endlessly. It just goes back and forth, and it never transforms back into its original form. Sad time, I just kind of landed on his head, and I don't think I actually did any damage to him there. This one took me a while to figure out. But yeah, so I'm sort of torn. Like, the boss fights are pretty challenging. The graphics are amazing, but most of the challenge is really getting through the whole game with just the 3 lives that they give you to start with. So here we're already at World 3. This is one where I'll transform into a fish. And again, you can touch all these things. They don't hurt you. You can kill them. You get points for that. I don't know if you ever earn 1-ups for the points, or if the points are just for kicks or what. But it doesn't really. They don't really help you very much. Like I said, it took me a few attempts to actually finish this game through while recording, and that I think shows that the game does have some teeth to it. I don't know if there's another hard mode after this. There might be a way to access a hard mode. So right now I have this attack where I can shoot I can whip things with my tail. That seems to be the best way to knock out this clam guy, because otherwise you just take a ton of damage trying to get close enough to hit him. So that's really the only way that I'm able to beat that boss. Actually, I guess that's a mini boss, because there's more stage, after that. I think this game is worth a playthrough. Give it a try. It's pretty short once you know what you're doing. I suppose it would be possible to do a no-death run if you really liked it. But here, see, I'm just gonna fly through. So if you're not flying out of here, if you're just trying to walk, or if you lose momentum while flying, then the wind actually will push you back. This guy's pretty annoying. Again, the best attack for some of these bosses seems to be to stand on their heads and hit them as quickly as possible to dodge their attack. So that was my first death. And it's stage 3, so here I was probably starting to feel a little bit worried, because I really want to stockpile those lives for the last stage. There's a cute little cow down there. So sometimes you can get that first hit in there. And again, he's landing on me, but he's not doing any damage. This guy mostly does damage to you by hurling this, like, projectile at you. And there I just decided to, I had the health, so I just decided I would just try to hit him faster than he could hit me. Trip 4. I mean, these are beautiful backgrounds. Here I was just like, I'm just going to fly through, skip all this nonsense. Those things wouldn't really hurt you anyway. It's cute. It's a birthday cake, looks like. It's like bananas and stuff. Music in this stage is pretty fun. Yep, I mean, really, just dodge everything. So there is an upward path there, but it doesn't really help you much. And I chose this path because you can collect a health after fighting that annoying guy. The enemies in this game are very interesting too. Bugs and animals and inanimate objects. Okay, so this mini boss is pretty annoying as well. There's like a little path up there. I could have grabbed a weapon up there, and actually I wish I had, because it would make this fight a lot easier. It's another one of those tail whip things. something's going to come up pretty soon. In this stage, I encountered a glitch I had never seen before in the game, and I had to redo this fight. You'll see what I mean. So yeah, that's that flower. You can throw seeds at things and kind of make them your friend, or make them just stop reacting to you. A little bit like Little Nemo throwing candy at the animals. So this fight, you can hit this thing with... Oh, there's the glitch. I got stuck in the wall. And I thought that was it. But somehow I got out. But I had to redo. And you can see how confused I was. And then I thought it would be nice if the bosses weren't there when I came back through. But no, I basically reset the stage, and I had to redo all this. I was not well pleased. That was very strange. Yep, I missed that item again, and then I was really annoyed. I was like, maybe I could just skip this guy because I already beat him, but no, I have to fight him again. Super frustrating. So I really actually hate this fight. So a lot of this, the fighting the bosses is really just like letting them jump off of your head and kind of manipulating them until you have a clean shot at them. It's such a strange game. This is such a strange game. Just like Gimmick, this game is also pretty expensive, again because it was only released in Europe and Japan, although the limited run games version is coming out soon, so you should be able to find it. I think those pre-orders are ended, but you know, those games are going to be available now. So yeah, had to do all this again. And the flower, again, doesn't do any... You can't damage the boss with the flower, and you can't even attack the boss while you have the flower. But it does give you the opportunity to position yourself in the... I don't know what I'm doing there. It gives you time to position yourself in the fight so that you can get a better shot at the enemy. So I'm just kind of moving her over there, or moving it, whatever that thing is. Now I can attack it, and... This one's not really too bad, as long as you don't get hit by the wind. It's kind of got some Kirby action going on there. It's trying to blow you. Yeah, so it's not too bad. It's an ice world. So yeah, so a little detour with that glitch, but here we are. This is the last stage. Now there is a power-up item, so I think the power-up stack, if you get a certain fruit or vegetable and then you get another fruit or vegetable, then I think it turns into something else. And I saw in my previous playthrough a different form I'd never seen before, which is actually kind of horrific. You might be better off for not having seen it, where this character here, Yakupu, just kind of gets a little bit bigger and then sprouts legs. And it just has like long legs, and it's really kind of creepy. I'm not sure what the attack function of it is. So here I'm trying to avoid. I think on a previous playthrough I also went down instead of across. That bridge collapses, and I ended up fighting like an extra boss I hadn't seen before. So I'm just kind of avoiding that by flying over the bridge this time. So if you want to see that, I'm sure it appears in some other playthrough, or I still have footage of it, but I don't want to deal with that. See, because I have 2 lives, and the last couple bosses actually are a little bit tricky. Also, there's like this, not quite a boss rush, I guess this is just some kind of weird mini-boss, which is, I completely forgot that was there. So they just throw a lot of big fights at you in this stage. There's this like mech thing which you can destroy, but actually probably better off like jumping off of it to get up there. And then it's gone. Yeah, so this is a good looking game, and I think it is pretty fun while you're playing it, but for the amount of money that they're asking for it, I don't think it's worth it. I think a quick playthrough of this game is going to be like, you know, under 10 minutes probably. I'm sure there's like even faster speed runs. But you know, the amount of challenge that you get for it, I think it is fun. Not every game has to be challenging, but this game leans a little bit towards the more annoying side of things than fun. So here's a boss fight. This one's actually kind of annoying. I believe I do die here. Yep. And that's such a, I just noticed that's such a Mega Man death. Even the sound effect sounds like Mega Man exploding. I don't know what it is in video games, why characters explode into balls of energy even though they're not, you know, machines. It seems to happen a lot. Alright, so did a little bit better here. And then there's one more boss fight. There's health there, which is nice. Now this guy is very nimble. He's very fast, and he actually does a bunch of different attacks that are a little bit difficult to dodge. And he's very small, so it's harder to kind of hit him, I think. Yeah, and then he does that. Actually, there's one more boss phase after this too. Yeah. So now I'm getting a little bit worried because, you know, I've got this just one last chance to get through the end of the game here. And there is another phase after that guy, which I think I'd forgotten about at this stage. Now, if I were better at this, I would save that heart that you can get, that heart flower that you can get in the next area for like when I really need it. But actually, I think at this point I really need it, right? So I gotta grab it right away, or I'm not gonna make it through this next phase. Grab that, and just gotta keep moving. Try to avoid his violence. He's very fast. Yep, I'm almost done. Yeah, now I'm getting really super worried. So my strat there is to just try to move real fast, hit him when he's facing the other way, and then jump back out of harm's way. It's tricky. It's very tricky. This character isn't the most easy to control. Probably because of the physics-based platforming. Alright, so I did it, and now I've got one more phase, but I have 1 health, and that's it. And often this guy will kill me as soon as this fight starts. Pretty cute thing, though. There it is. So yeah, I managed to get out of the way in time, and he's knocking me off because he really doesn't want me up there, but that's where I gotta be to avoid those balls of energy. And again, same sort of strategy as before, hit him, and I kind of kept messing it up a little bit, but at least when you're under him, he doesn't hurt you. So just kind of, I kept trying to jump back up there before he can blast me. There we go. And that's it. It was only three hits, and I'm done. So that was game. Still not really sure what the story of this game is. I think they stole a flower or something. There's a cinema scene at the beginning that I had on one of my recordings, but by the time I got to this recording, I was tired and just wanted to finish the game, so I didn't let it play through. But yeah, they got the flower back. Yay! So if you watched this long, thanks for checking this game out. It's a short playthrough. Takes a long time to master. Since you only have those 3 lives, you get up to those bosses, and it takes you a while to understand like what you're supposed to do, like what their pattern is, and then it takes you a while to figure out how to counter it and actually damage them, like what their vulnerabilities are. And having only 3 lives, you have to replay the same levels over and over again, and because the levels themselves are not that difficult, it ends up just kind of becoming a slog. And then you get sloppy fighting the bosses, and anyway, that's kind of been my experience with it. But yeah, you know, let me know what you think of the game. If you think this is something you'd like to play or own. And yeah, just enjoy the credits.